Tommy's AA meeting at the bowling alley. I am Melton, son of a carpenter and married. Daddy carpenter, worked on skyscrapers. Mom Mary Ann. I am the son of a carpenter. I get to tell parables. Remember when you hear that siren, checking post and 5, 911, flight 93, checking post and 5. I'll show you the 5s outside, and they can be found with vote-truth.blogspot.com. And a lot of these sites, such as dapadelia.blogspot.com or christcomplex2.wixsite.com/dapadelia. Spelling's right there. The 5s are in their own little folder. I've been asking for a 911 Flight 93 check for a decade now. Without getting one, that's a check of America's lifelines. That's a check of your lifeline. Pick it up right now. Try to call me, 424-229-4140, and make sure your phone's allowed to work all the time. Because I guarantee you, if political, religious, business censorship is stopping your phone from working when you try to call me, Melton, it's going to be just as newsworthy as me asking for a 93 check for a decade and not getting one. And yes, those who are hijacking your calls to me are worried enough about it to alter phone records to cover it up. But when all of America has video proof, you got the timestamp on your phone, you got the number dialed. We got PhoneGate, much worse than Watergate or any political scandal. It's religious censorship at the highest level because, yeah, they placed a cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. How'd they do that? Yeah. You can't reach me, you get a boring thing, phone ringing, error message, busy signal. Whatever boring thing you get, it's not going to be boring. If you need firemen, police, paramedics, and you're getting that. And, yeah, if you were calling up, say, a decade ago to tell everybody they're trying to pull a fast one, they're actually trying to place a cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. If you were doing that, you got a whole lot of boring things, phone ringing, error message, busy signal. That's how they placed the cowardly Hussein, and I'm not a fan of the buffoon Rusty guy in there now, but he's comic relief after placing of Hussein. So make that video, post that video, make sure stuff like that doesn't happen again. We the people must be the reporters. They're not doing their jobs. It's very easily documented. You making a video of whoever's in that room there with you, their phone not working as you try to call me. Turn around, let them make the video of your phone not working, your family's lifeline not working, and you don't know when else won't be allowed to work. Post, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, 1,000 more. Call me up in front of network news anchors, local news anchors, and ain't all in the public eye, mayors, governors, senators, reporters, unknown reporters, as well as those known ones. And of course, there's nothing says it better than getting in front of those network news anchors and telling them that everything's fake news compared to your family's lifeline not working and them not covering something as obvious as that. No certified mail, no non-certified mail, no FedEx, no UPS, no private carriers. About the 93 checks for that Osama rumor. I get a lot of attention getting stuff that gets more believable as the years go on, and I still don't get a comment about that rumor that Obama is Osama bin Laden's son. Not one comment, put the two side by side, check out the eyes, and don't be a hater. They're mixing stuff up all over the place. Make that video, post that video. It doesn't matter if it's a guy in a dirty bed sheet from the Mideast with an unkempt beard. If he's hijacking your lifeline as you're trying to call me and you don't know when else he will be hijacking your lifeline. Doesn't matter if it's that or some clean-cut guy from Harvard who was placed in the highest office in the world and nobody could say anything about him because he's of a special type. Yeah, he's Muslim. They don't name him Hussein unless they're Muslim. And that was odd as hell to place a cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. We the people need to mobilize. Reporters aren't doing their jobs. We have to do it for them. Try to call me, make a video of your hijack call to me. Come see me in person. Halfway we'll travel. Tell me what you believe in person. This is a Sunday. While I'm making this video with my phone. Tell me what you believe in person when you see that Hussein place in religious censorship hijacking your call to me. You can also ask me what I mean by Jesus' immaculate house, cities, communities, really, not just those places you go to on a Sunday or a Saturday or another day of the week. Put the best mankind has to offer in those homes. You can call them opportunity houses if you want. Opportunity for the world to move in the opposite direction, as when someone attacked us from the outside with a whole lot of cowardly Husseins and attacked the greatest power in the world from the inside with politically correct and that cowardly Hussein that looked very clean cut. Chicken post and pipe. Now let me get to my Tommy about his bowling alley. It's one of those AA meetings at the bar once. And let me get in there to do my sugar check. It's already 6 minutes. Now I done lost the sunlight. I was going to show you the nice, a little bit of it there. Dust light. But you know, it makes a nice little impression on the wall here at the Immaculate Apartment in Eagle Rock, where I'm calmly and patiently waiting for you to show up and tell me what you believe. Ask what you mean by Jesus. What I mean by Jesus' immaculate house. Tell me what you believe. Ask and answer Jesus' question as you're doing that. You're working on getting the time to come see me. But that's a stigmata wound. It's a genetic wound on the son of carpenter. My daddy carpenter worked on skyscrapers, Mom Mary. And on the son of carpenter, I can tell purpose. I can call my wounds stigmata wounds, especially when they're genetic. They come from the inside. It's not from the outside, just like the eyes. I'll show you in a little bit. But you don't have to know anything about what's on this side of the video, guys. You pick up your phone, 424-229-4140, and make a video, whatever you get when you don't get me. Ask and answer Jesus' question with a check of your family's lifeline. And, yeah. See that phone in your hand? Has every child in America's lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedics, and make that video of it being hijacked. Sorry, I'm in a hurry. Freeze frame if you need to read. All soldiers, you protect America. Make that video of the military base's phone and see it as every child in America's lifeline to the firemen, police, and paramedics. Make a video being hijacked from the military base. All firemen of the fire stations phones across America, all policemen of the police stations phones all across America, make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me. That boring thing, phone ring, air message, business signal, it's not going to be boring if you need the firemen, police, paramedics. And yes, money out of your pocket every day. I call it your Gates livelihood because Gates is the one and Microsoft is the one currently slowing down the computer industry. And if you're trying to get ahead in the computer industry, yeah, I know all about. He's supposed to be, around at the start. That's the best way to slow something down, to be around at the start. Call it your whatever the big name in your business, like Spectrum, right next door. If you're in the cable or internet business, it's your Gates livelihood, your Spectrum livelihood, your Walmarted livelihood. Whatever's the big name in your business, that ED, your livelihood. Because you're calling up countless other customers and you get that boring thing, that's money out of your pocket. So that the Great Wall of Evil has just me and all of my imagery, and also places cowardly Husseins in our White House, and Trumps as well, wrestling guys, buffoonish wrestling guys. So they can have the big name in their business, whatever the business is, in their pocket, as the Great Wall of Chinese Evil. Or you can call it Eskimo evil if you want. But ask around of those who know such things and they'll tell you. Make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me, post it. That's the most important thing. That's all you have to know about today's video. Your phone's not allowed to work. You don't know when else it won't be allowed to work. Because those in that Great Wall of Evil that have just me and all of my imagery, they're hijacking your call. Make that video, post that video. Oh, you can call it the Muslim wall if you want. It's up to you. Where was I? Oh yeah, Tommy. How did he get to be missing both arms? I need to hurry. I tend to ramble on and I'm turning this into like a sitcom. It's already 10 minutes, and I can go 20 to 30 minutes. I need to stop that. Tommy was told by his boss Wu in that Oriental unseen business at Chinese streets, once again, call it whatever you want, to stick his right arm into the wood chipper. Maybe that's one out there. He blindly obeyed. He's always been blindly obedient. He's Chinese. Slowly put the right arm in. Lefty, the left arm, saw what was going on with righty. The right arm getting chipped up. He was breaking the agreement. Tommy had a written agreement with his arms. Righty wrote it up himself before he got chipped up. They tote stuff. They zip up. They button up. They wave. They hitchhike. They give the finger. They do the nasty stuff. They pick noses. They wipe butts. And in return, Tommy does not chip them up. Tommy was breaking the agreement, chipping up righty. So lefty jumped off. He got a nice hand modeling career. He's very good at one-armed bandit in Las Vegas. He's doing pretty good on his own. And my nose is itching up a storm. He's doing all right. Tommy, he got a promotion because the Chinese streets, the Oriental unseen business, it's backwards. He's bossing a whole lot of folks around. In the unseen business, gene pools full of folks are fiction, guys. It all ends when you pick up that phone. He's our fiction, gene pools full of folks taking turns being one person, perhaps. That's the gene pool thing. Stage event. Whole lot of folks making sure something happens a certain way, be it just two people in a room or a stadium full of people or a city or a country full of people. Enough about the streets. This is about Tommy's AA meeting at the bar. Yeah, he likes to have his AA meeting at the bar. They can all have a few after they've told everyone their stories. Oh yeah, Amputees Anonymous, because he's missing both arms. Oh, Lefty goes, he's had a stupidectomy, he tells everyone at the AA meeting. But this is about the AA meeting at the bar where they can, after the AA meeting, they go shoot pool or throw darts or play air hockey. And this time someone suggested they go down the street to the bowling alley and do some bowling, and that's what Tommy does. He is surprisingly agile with his feet. It's like he says, blind folks, their other senses kick in. With him, his other limbs kick in, and he's taking yoga and that kind of stuff to become even more limber. Because he can do a lot of things with his mouth, but bowling isn't one of them. So he goes there and he actually gets he tosses that bowl down the bowling alley. And he doesn't do too well, and he gets the manager of the bowling alley yelling at him because when some of his, the folks he's bowling with, when they are looking the other way, he runs down the alley and he tries to kind of, tap with his foot the ball into the pins, and the manager says, "You can't do that." He does pretty well despite that. But Hezekiah is a much better bowler, and it's a lucky thing. Yeah, he fell off the wagon, Hezekiah did. Fell off the wagon. He's an Amish guy. He fell off the wagon. The other wagon rolled over one of his arms. And they asked, "Why didn't you take it to the hospital and get it, sewn back on?" And he said, "Well, hospitals in Amish country? I was doing good to have the lady down the street sew up the arm so I stopped bleeding." And luckily it was his favored arm, and he's still pretty good at bowling, because I think they got some bowling alleys in Amish country. Just like things like automobiles and TVs and such. Let me do my sugar check and show you my eyes. As I tell you about, yeah, Tommy doesn't win and he's sulking, and he tried that going down the. He likes to use Hezekiah's reason for losing his arms, because he just says he doesn't like to tell folks he stuck his arm into a wood chipper and the other arm jumped off. Doesn't sound good. So he says he had cancer, shark attack. And with Hezekiah, he likes to use that one because he fell off the wagon. Especially if they walk up to him at the AA meeting at the bar. He says he fell off the wagon. The next wagon over rolled over one arm, and the wagon after that rolled over the other arm, and he left him with no arms. It was an Amish country, they couldn't reattach. So, yeah, he loses the bowling game 169. And he'd give that manager the finger, ratted him out about cheating. And yeah, once he's gone, the manager says, and I've got this on good authority, I asked one time, Dad insists that I be clean, blue light Dad. He said, you're not going to sit next to me unless you're clean. Like Thanksgiving or something. So I have to be clean. It's a command from Dad. And I had asked at one time, and yeah, they do, spray the bowling shoes with some kind of cleaning thing. At night after everyone goes. Loud thing. That's me turning it on. Red, excuse me. Since my other wheelchair is red and this is the loaner, the other wheelchair is red, but he's gold because he carried me around for a year now. So I call my wheelchair gold, and this wheelchair I'm going to call red, I guess, because it's an opposite thing or other thing. Where was it? Oh yeah, the manager tells the employees go spray all the bowling balls too, because who knows what kind of fungus he's got on his toes. He's putting it in the hand holes. Remember, you only got to tell that joke perfectly just once. Just get it on video. That goes for the serious stuff this Sunday. First Sunday in September 2018. Make that video whatever you get when you don't get me. Here's the serious thing. Post it. And also what you believe in. Doesn't have to be anything here in church. You don't even have to go to church, guys. Make that video. You can always improve on it later, but you got it on your phone. You got it on your YouTube. You got it on your computer. Now this is the eye. It's a little browner. This particular photo printed a little browner than it looks on the screen, or even in a recent photo I printed out of it. But you get the point. There's just a little bit of light color right there. And in March 2013, this is from about a year later, I think. I'm not certain. Before I went in the hospital, I believe, because that's when I did this thing. So I never know, but there's a smaller brown circle just as an illustration. It's disappeared. This part here can be less or more brown, less or more white since I've been taking my vitamins. For the past, over a year now. If you know what's going on with that, come see me. If you're, a doctor. My doctors, the doctors I have had, cannot talk about the changing eyes, the stigmata eyes, as I call them, as the son of Dr. Mary. The genetically changing eyes, obviously. What we all learned from basic biology. Blue-eye DNA taking over brown-eye DNA. Yeah, it's going on with the whole body. That's why I'm in the wheelchair here. Muscles, bones, organs, incredibly painful with the muscles. You know what's going on? My doctors can't talk about the changing eyes, but to clarify that, they can also talk about those 93 checks. Ask them, how do you reach them by phone? It includes LAC, USC, is not my doctor anymore, and of course the Adventist cult folks from the hospital down the street. On the other side, 2 highways. Yeah, I don't like them at all. They're angry folks. They are vegetarians, I guess, so they're angry all the time. But yeah, ask any of my doctors, including the good ones, how do you reach them by phone? Good folks aren't going to have a problem with you demonstrating America's high-tech lifelines. bad ones are going to get angry. They're going to have a story to tell. That includes all of those with my checking post and 5 in front of. I got the military mottos on those 5s. I've got all cops, all firemen, all policemen. Cops or policemen. All priests. This Sunday, checking post. Make that video of everyone in your flock, in your church. Their phone not working, just try to call me. That's their lifeline all the time. It's your lifeline is their lifeline when they are in church. Also for the policemen, the firemen, you can't reach me. You have no idea how many in your neighborhood can't reach you in a timely fashion. Seconds count if they're checking what political party they're in or what church they go to, for example. So try to call me. Make that video. Whatever you get when you don't get me, post it. And yeah, City of Santa Monica underemployed me for years. So I'm sure there's 1, 2 good people who work there. I'm sure a lot of folks in LACU, Keck Medical, clinics and stuff like that, doctors, they can reach me. The thing is, if they get angry, they have a story to tell. Yeah, they're probably involved in one way, shape, form, or another. Get that on video. Now, come see me tear down the Great Wall of Evil that has just me and all of my imagery. And there's some tabletop art. It's too dark to show you. But all of my stuff, now 25,000 with last month, August, can be made into tabletop art. Do that. I'll keep you company on that desk, on that nightstand, on the tabletop. Daffodilia, the blog spot, Daffodilia, the Wix site. It's way up over 22 minutes again on my sitcom. You put in the commercials. I don't put any commercials in, but you got a half hour there. Yeah, come tear down the Great Wall of Evil. Has just me and my imagery, and let's get started building a better world. Those 1,000 points of light to inspire the future and the present to greatness with. Jesus is Immaculate House. You can call it Opportunity House if you want opportunity for all kinds of folks from all kinds of backgrounds all over the world to build a better world. But I have to put that part in about Jesus' Immaculate House because it's in the fine print, and yes, there will be a test at the end. I hear it's pass, fail, or purgatory.